What cheat were you taught to help you remember something?
There is a rat in separate.
Similarly, in believe there is a lie.
Stalactites have AC so they are on the ceiling. Stalagmites have AG so they are on the ground.
SOHCAHTOA.
Non-native English speaker, what is this for?
Mainly for finding the sine, cosine, and tangent of a triangle for trigonometry. SOHCAHTOA, sine equals opposite hypotenuse, cosine equals adjacent hypotenuse, tangent equals opposite adjacent.
Divorced beheaded died, divorced beheaded survived. How Henry VIII's 6 marriages ended.
All boys should come home please for the wives by surname. Catherine of Aragon, Anne Boleyn, Jane Seymour, Anne of Cleves, Catherine Howard and Catherine Parr. Edited for a name correction.
Using your knuckles to determine which months have 31 days or not. Edit, thanks for the silver smiley face.
30 days have September. All the rest I can't remember.
30 days hath September, April, June and November.
All the rest have 31 except February cause it's bleeping dumb.
Put your finger on your pinky knuckle on our left hand. This represents January. Any time your finger is on a knuckle that month has 31 days. Now move your finger right to the space between your pinky knuckle and the next knuckle. This represents February. February doesn't have 31 days. Now move your finger to the next knuckle, March 31 days. Next space, April, not 31 days. Next knuckle, May 31st days. Next space, June, not 31 days. Next knuckle, July 31 days. Hop over to your right hand, we don't do thumbs, and continue on our index finger knuckle, August 31 days, etc., on down the line.
Over 3 decades on this earth and I finally learned how to do this right. Which I'll probably promptly forget because I rely too heavy on my smartphone for knowledge gaps.
Feet has 1 syllable. Inches has 2 syllables.
Beautiful.
Every time I write or type the word beautiful, my brain says beautiful.
Some lovers try positions that they can't handle. It was a quick way to remember the names of the bones in the wrist when I was taking anatomy classes.
I learned the carpal bones as so long to pinky here comes the thumb, a mnemonic that matches the direction the bones are in.
T is for me, this and these. For remembering this, these, that, those while learning Spanish esta, esto versus esa, eso versus estos, esses, esos.
My teacher taught us the T stands for touch. If you can touch it, it has a T, it's closer, esta, and if you can't touch it, it's over there, out of reach.
Say Wednesday like Wednesday in your head before writing it to make sure you spell it right.
Make a circle with your pointer finger and thumb on both hands. Now look at them. UCAB, bread, and AD, drink, lets you know which drink and bread plate is yours at a dinner party.
Please let Granny Brown bring peaches to your wedding. Used it to remember which warfarin tablet color correlates to which strength. It's consistent regardless of the manufacturer. Pink 1 mg, lavender 2 mg, green 2.5 mg, brown 3 mg, blue 4 mg, peach 5 mg, teal 6 mg, yellow 7.5 mg, white 10 mg. Edit, this applies to manufacturers used in the US.
PEMDAS. I'll never forget those days in math. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally parenthesis, exponent, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction.
True story, in 7th grade my math teacher got suspended because she was teaching PEMDAS wrong. She thought the math textbook was wrong and even crossed out the official answers in the back of her teacher textbook and penciled in her answers. God, I hated her.
We had BEDMAS, brackets, exponent, division, multiplication, addition and subtraction.
For me it was BIDMAS, brackets, indices, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction.
To multiply any 2-digit number by 11, you add the 2 numbers together and stick the result between them. 22 by 11, 2 plus 2 is 4, so it's 242. 36 by 11, 3 plus 6 is 9, so it's 396. For results over 10, you add to the first number. 48 by 11, 4 plus 8 is 12, so it's 528. This can even be extended to multiply by 111, 1111, etc.
Or just multiply by 10 and add the original number.
Extend only your index finger and thumb on both hands. The one that makes an L is your left. Edit, palms down, to clarify.
I'm too ashamed to admit how often I still use this as a 22-year-old.
Don't feel too ashamed. I found out from being on Reddit that folks like us aren't all that uncommon. Some of us have the excuse that we're ambidextrous, but some just aren't great with some kinds of spatial stuff. Either way, you're not alone.
It's necessary to wear a shirt with one collar and two sleeves in public.
What does this cheat help you remember?
How to spell necessary.
My very eager mother just served us 9 pizzas.
Nowadays, with Pluto no longer a planet, it's a lot more depressing. My very evil mother just served us nothing.
We say my very elderly mother just sat upon Neptune. I don't know why we say that. It's weird.
My very educated mother just said, uh-oh, no Pluto.
A is for action when trying to remember the difference between affect and effect.
A lot of people did this, but that doesn't help you label which one's which on the test. My grade 6 teacher told us Spider-Man helps everyone, then they're in order from west to east.
Mine is desert versus dessert. Dessert has double S because strawberry shortcake.
I learned dessert has an extra S cause you always want more.
For X.
If you're having a hard time remembering a person's name or a thing, slowly go through the alphabet while visualizing that person or thing. When you get to the letter the person or thing's name starts with, a surprising amount of times, the name will come back to you. Not always of course, but as I said, a surprising amount of times it works.
3 weeks without food, 3 days without water, 3 minutes without oxygen.
Whenever you're at the subway station, look at the yellow line between the platform and the tracks. Along the line, some spots are dirtier than others. These dirty spots typically align perfectly with where the doors will be when the train arrives. You can take advantage of this when the station is packed because people will just line up wherever, but you can be one of the first people in the train. I'm using Vancouver's SkyTrain as reference, so I'm not sure how other stations might be.
Please come over for gay sex phylum class order family genus species.
I taught this to my girlfriend who has since shared it with all of her friends. It used to bother me when she would always get out her phone calculator when time to tip on a bill. So I told her for a standard 20% tip, just move the decimal one place over and then multiply by 2. Say it's a $45 bill, moving the decimal gives you $4.50 and multiplying by 2 means a $9 tip. The next step I have to teach her is rounding so that the total comes out to a nice whole number, but it's a start.
Latitude is flatitude, horizontal, and longitude is long, vertical. Kindly praise classmates or feelings get sad, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species.
The periodic symbol for Mercury is Hg, because Sailor Mercury always wants a hug. It's weird, but it helped.
The countries of Central America. My grandma believes Santa has 9 cousins period. Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama.
Hot piece of bleep hypothesis, prediction, observation, analysis. 4 major steps of the scientific method.
There's 2 asses in assassination. The bleep getting killed and the bleep doing the killing. For some reason would always spell it assassination until I learned that one.
Temperature conversion between C and F. 16 degrees Celsius equals 61 degrees Fahrenheit. 28 degrees Celsius equals 82 degrees Fahrenheit.
When setting a table, fork has 4 letters and goes on the left, also 4 letters, while knife has 5 letters and goes on the right, also has 5 letters. Hold your hands up and make an O with your thumb and forefinger. Your left hand makes a B, so the bread plate goes on the left, your right hand makes a D, so the drink goes on the right.
To get her. What I still use to spell together.
Bruce Willis ruins all films when you scuba dive and do a buddy check, BCD, weights, regulator, air, fins and accessories.
The primal drives of animals are the 4 Fs. Fighting, fleeing, feeding, mating.
5 tomatoes equals 5,280 feet in a mile.
Panic, positive anode, negative as cathode.
Touch your nose as you're walking through a door on your way to get something. When you walk through a door, your brain assumes task complete. And you forget what you're going in for, but if you're focused on your task by doing something unusual like touching your nose, you can stay focused.
I always forget which way is east or west. But in Katy Perry's song, California Girls, Snoop Dogg raps West Coast, these are the girls I love the most, which convenient rhymes and helps me remember that California is on the West Coast. California is on the left, therefore, west equals left.